We're at 422 Pelissier Street, downtown Windsor, a street notorious for a lot of nighttime things, and we're going to bring new daytime activities to Windsor and the LGBT community, and we're anxious to intersect and have conversation with corporations, businesses, and other nonprofit organizations in the Windsor area who champion the causes of rights and opportunities for healthy living. This morning we're going to open our new center at 422 Pelissier. And in that, this is one of the first events held at this center. We are excited to announce the awarding of a $105,000 Trillium grant from the Trillium Foundation in Ontario. I'm going to introduce you to Dani Bobb. Dani Bobb is a board member of Windsor Pride and has been instrumental in many of the activities and events and programs that Windsor Pride has been involved with. Dani,
yes.
Tell me a little bit about 1992 when Pride community was getting underway. Tell me a little bit about living in Windsor at that time.
Living in Windsor in 1992. Well, living in Windsor in 1992 was, things were starting to go. Toronto's Pride was starting to evolve bigger. There was bars. There was bars in Windsor. There wasn't a large community places to go. They were just sort of, we had one bar that we could go to, was JP's on the riverfront.
Now, today we're announcing a Trillium grant of $105,000. What brought Pride to this point? I'm excited to be here as your new executive director.
Exactly.
But what brought Windsor to this point?
Well, when we decided to take Pride into a social service direction, we knew that there would be funding available, because a lot of these places will not fund a festival, but we felt that Windsor Pride wanted to do some teaching. We wanted to take care of, I wanted to especially get involved with seniors, which we did, and we got New Horizon grants to do seniors. And we got into education, and we're educating the caregivers to take care of the seniors at home. So we finally realized we need a training center. We need a place that we can have people come in to train. Our president, Mark Dubois, went to Trillium, and the coordinator there, Sandra Braendle, worked with Mark to come up with a plan, and we had a choice. We could either have the money to do the services, or we could have the money to hire an executive director to work with the grants and a strategic plan. So we either could get the money for the strategic plan or the executive director. So we chose. We chose to go with the director because then he could work with the groups. We have been volunteering for 5 years, and it gets a bit draining after a while. So having somebody at the helm, taking some of that responsibility, but your main purpose is to find new funding sources and to sort of be the face of Windsor Pride and take it to a new level. And that's what we decided we were going to apply for the money, and thankfully we got it.
I'm also going to introduce you to Jason Patterson. And Jason is the gentleman who has chaired our festival, Pride Festival, during the summer. And that's usually the first weekend in August down at the Riverfront Plaza.
I've been involved actually with the festival for 4 years. I've been leading the festival for the past 3 years. And the whole plan and the growth of the festival has been to move it modestly. And part of that in 2007 was moving it from Charles Court Square, which is a bit of a smaller venue, to the Riverfront, having that prominence in the city, in the downtown, where all the other great festivals are. So we moved it there in 2007. Slowly we started implementing newer, more exciting events. So in 2008 we had a dance party. In 2007 we introduced the Windsor International Film Festival, so we had a screening. We did that in 2008 as well. And then this past year we got funding from the province through Celebrate Ontario to hold a comedy festival. We received about $26,000 for that, and we brought legendary comedian Sandra Braendle, and she was very funny. And the other comedians we had had Trevor Sandra Braendle were also very funny, and that was really well received and very successful, along with the parade and other events that we had that weekend. The plan again is to continue to grow it modestly and not only involve this community, but we really want it to continue to be a tourist draw. So getting the message out there to people within a 4 or 5 hour radius in Toronto, London, Chatham, but also across the border. So that's what we continue to do.
Absolutely fantastic thing for Windsor, and fantastic thing for the baby boomers and the gay community.
Everyone. It's great to be here, and I want to thank Windsor Pride for actually waiting for a day that I could be in town and be here, because this is really important. And it's great to be here with Dani Bobb. He just went to the back again. He always does that. He just hides in the back. But he is Neil is new. He just moved back he moved to Windsor about a year ago. He said he was coming back here to retire. So I guess he got that wrong, and we're going to meet him shortly at the podium. I know, there you are. But for those of us that are new to Windsor, and many of us who are from Windsor, will know that Dani Bobb he has iconic status, especially here on Pelissier Street. He's been in our community for many, many years and very, very active. So it's great to see how active he's been in the continuing of this organization in particular and taking major strides forward. I'm really happy to be here today with Sandra Braendle, who chairs the Grant Review Committee for Trillium, and a little description about how this works across Ontario, all of the different regions. We get an opportunity to appoint Windsor and Essex people to form part of that grant review team. So they're folks from our own hometowns and our own neighbors who get to review applications from the many, many organizations that put forward great proposals, great ideas. As an Ontario government, we knew this was really important, and in fact, over the course of our years as government, we bolstered the funding we made available to Trillium, because we never had enough to get to enough of the organization so that they could go forward and do good work. And this is a really great example of a proposal that comes forward that we know a little bit of money goes such a long way when you're working with an organization that has such a great group of dedicated volunteers, and this is one. I'm today very happy to announce $105,000 through Trillium Foundation extended over the next 2 years to give that kind of continuity that Windsor Pride needs to go forward with all of it.
To get to come to an event like this, where you see kind of the culmination of the grant, and I'd be looking forward for the next 2 years to keep coming back to see you. The Ontario Trillium Foundation receives $120 million annually from the Government of Ontario through the Ministry of Culture. It is truly my privilege to work for the Ontario Trillium Foundation and see the difference that the Trillium Foundation and this money makes in our community. This is a prime example of this. With this grant, this is a capacity building grant. There are volunteers that have put in untold hours with this organization. And there comes a time when you need to go beyond volunteer hours and you need to look at paid staff. This grant will do exactly that. It will hire and has hired an executive director, and we're thrilled to have you in the community. The other thing we're going to be looking at some strategic planning. We're going to look at building the capacity of this organization so it can reach the fullest extent. We also would like to tell you that these types of grants are incredibly important for our community, and it's incredibly important that we have the government support that we do with the Ontario Trillium Foundation. We review so many grants each year, and when we see a grant like this that really is going to have an impact in this community, when we take hold of it. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations for all of your volunteer work. Congratulations for the next step that you're making in this process. And I'll be looking forward to seeing many great things coming from this building particularly. Thanks so much.